speaking of old campaigns coming back round again, SolarWinds, one of the most prolific third-party risk test cases, or what would you call that? Not a test case. Case studies. This fucked the government agencies in the US and around the world. It was devastating. It was devastating. It was huge. It was Log4Shell before Log4Shell. This is a brand new article, guys. Brand new cybercrime news every single day, 7 days a week. 365. Cybercrime stays on my mind. If you want to learn how to hack computers, we got the best community to do that. We all love learning and sharing what we know. If you got to learn how to use GitHub, well, here's GitHub. You're going to learn how to do that in about 30 minutes. If you're like, damn, bro, this is chump shit. I know so much stuff. There's my quantum computing lectures. That's about an hour of quantum computing information. If you need to learn about quantum computing, quantum physics, quantum crypto mechanics, that's where you should start. If you guys manage to get that password, let me know, and yeah, we can drop it on VirusTotal and AnyRun and all that. We can run some strings on it. Little reverse engineering, not a lot.
dangle BMWs to spy on diplomats. Cloaked Ursinoblium gets creative by appealing to the more personal needs of government employees on foreign missions in Kiev. The Russia-backed group behind the infamous SolarWinds attack is targeting an astonishing number of foreign diplomats working at embassies in the
Yo, I hold the mic like bros hold their girl tight.
The Russia-backed group behind the infamous SolarWinds attack is targeting an astonishing number of foreign diplomats working at embassies in the Ukraine with lures that are a bit more personal than the traditional political fare normally used to entice them to click on malicious links. Researchers from Palo Alto Network's Unit 42 observed the group, which they track as Cloaked Ursa, but which is better known as Nobilium APT-29- a vehicle to get around in. The initial lure in the campaign appeared to use a legitimate flyer for the sale of a used BMW sedan in Kiev that was spread to various embassies by a diplomat within the Polish Ministry of Foreign Affairs. While it seems fairly innocent, the sale of a reliable car from a trusted diplomat, especially in a war-torn area like Ukraine, could definitely draw the attention of a new arrival to the scene, the researchers noted. This is something that Cloaked Ursa clocked as an opportunity, repurposing the flyer to create its own illegitimate one, which the group sent to multiple diplomatic missions 2 weeks later as bait in its malware campaign. The group included in the message a malicious link, saying that targets can find more photos of the car there. Victims find more than just photos if they click on the link, which executes malware silently in the background while the selected image displays on the victim's screen. The payload of the campaign is a JavaScript-based malware that gives attackers an espionage-ready backdoor into the victim's system, and the ability to load further malicious code through a command and control C2 connection. The Advanced Persistent Threat apt showed premeditation to generate its target list, using publicly available embassy email addresses for about 80% of the targeted victims, and unpublished email addresses not found on the surface web for the other 20%. This was likely to maximize their access to desired networks.
Yeah, I mean, this totally makes sense. This totally makes sense. I mean, I'm curious where they're getting these from. Not available on the surface web. They're getting these from leaks. They're getting these from dumps, probably.
The researchers observed Cloaked Ursa wielding the campaign against 22 of 80 foreign missions in Ukraine, but the actual number of targets is likely higher, they said. This is staggering in scope for what generally are narrowly scoped and clandestine aped operations, according to Unit 42. A change in malware cyber tactics. It's a strategic pivot from using subject matter related to their jobs as bait, researchers revealed in a blog post published this week. These unconventional lures are designed to entice the recipient to open an attachment based on their own needs and wants instead of as part of their routine duties, the researchers wrote. This change in lure tactics could be a move to increase the success factor of the campaign, not only to compromise the initial target, but also others within the same organization, thus extending its reach. This
is very smart. The scope is much larger because this has nothing to do with your job. This is just a car for sale by somebody.
The lures themselves are broadly applicable across the diplomatic community, and thus are able to be sent and forwarded to a greater number of targets, they wrote in the post.
Less work, more reward.
They're also more likely to be forwarded to others inside an organization.
People are going to share it because they think they're hooking you up with a good deal.
Cloaked Ursinoblium APT-29, is a state-sponsored group associated with Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service. SVR is perhaps best known for the SolarWinds attack, which
SolarWinds was
started
huge.
with a backdoor discovered in December 2020 that spread
Yep.
to some 18,000 organizations via infected software updates, and is still having an impact across the software supply chain.
Some people are probably still on old versions of SolarWinds.
The group has remained consistently active since then, mounting a series of attacks that align with Russia's overall geopolitical stance against various foreign ministries and diplomats, and the US government. A common denominator across incidents is a sophistication in both tactics and custom malware development. Unit 42 noted similarities to other known campaigns from Cloaked Ursa, including the targets of the attack, and code overlap with other known malware from the group. Mitigating apt cyber attacks on civil society. The researchers offered some advice for people on diplomatic missions to avoid falling prey to sophisticated and clever attacks by apps like Cloaked Ursa. One is that administrators train newly assigned diplomats on the cybersecurity threats for the region prior to their arrival. Government or corporate employees in general should always be cautious of downloads, even from seemingly innocuous or legitimate sites, as well as take extra precautions to observe URL redirection when using URL shortening services, as this can be a hallmark of a phishing attack.
Yeah, you can use services to unfurl shortened URLs. You can do that.
People also should pay
Pretty
close
trivial.
attention to emails attachments to avoid being a victim of phishing, the researchers said. They should verify file extension types to ensure that the file they are opening is the one they want, avoiding files with extensions that don't match or attempt to obfuscate the nature of the file.
Please, goddammit, for the love of God, never ever run an LNK file that you found on the internet. There's no reason for you to ever run an LNK file that you found on the... Please, I'm literally begging you, please don't do it. Please don't do it.
Finally, the researchers suggested that diplomatic employees disable JavaScript as a rule, which would render any malware based in the programming language unable to execute.
This is nice. Mandatory no script. Mandatory no script across entire government agencies. I like this a lot. I'm a fan. I'm on board. I'm on board with that. I'm a huge fan. Okay. I love that, bro. I love that. That's a good suggestion. I usually shit on all the suggestions in all these articles all the time. That's a good suggestion. That's a good suggestion. Okay. The most recent Cloaked Ursa campaign has utilized a pretty general lure. A diplomat selling a car. The lure includes a malicious link that the sock puppet account. I don't even know. Is this the right word? Sock puppet? It is, right? Is this the right terminology? False online identity, yes. Lure includes a malicious link that the sock puppet account claims. Sock puppet diplomat, I guess. Claims includes more pictures of the car. This silently launches JavaScript malware. There you go. Tweet quote. Skeet quote. Bam. All right.